Okay, Gordon Taylor is to stand down in November from his role within the PFA, which is the Players Association, it's the Players Union that deals with all player disputes within football in the UK. He's been in the role since 1981, so he's been there 38 years, which is a very, very long time. In the last couple of years, there's been a lot of issues with his governance of the PFA, like his lack of standing for election. Now, this is a trade union, so obviously you have to elect your union leaders, and he's never had to stand for election since 1981, and that goes against trade union law. There's also been a few other issues, such as the running of the PFA, the makeup of the PFA structures. Also, the PFA and Gordon Taylor have been criticised for the handling of dementia research, amongst other things, and payments to ex-players like in the pension pot. The PFA's done some very, very, very good things since 1981. I'm not disputing that, but Gordon Taylor has been there for a very, very long time. Many football fans, don't know the PFA before Gordon Taylor. He's been there for nearly 40 years. Football has evolved so much in that time. And this is going to be the biggest shake-up of the PFA in 40 years by the time he stands down in November. And there'll be some saying he should have gone a long time ago. And they have reasons for that, including the dementia research and player welfare groups who say the PFA is not doing enough for the players' pensions, dementia research. Because if it's a star player, they have money, but if it's a lesser-known player from the lower leagues who may not have made the Premier League or what was the old Division 1, they weren't on a lot of money. Their pension pots aren't much greater than the average fan who went to see them play. And a lot of them have had leg injuries, hip injuries, foot injuries. They might have had other injuries as well. And that wear and tear builds up on the body. They may not have had a lot of money. So they are relying on their pension pot to keep a roof over their head and food on the table. And they've criticised the amount of time it takes for the PFA to release funds into the players' pension pots. So there's been a lot of criticism at Gordon Taylor. He is going in November, and that's fine. He's decided to finally stand down and bow to the inevitable in November. But the issue is that's going to be in the middle of next season. And if the PFA is going to have to seriously reorganise itself, do you really want to have a trade union that represents an industry reorganising itself at such a key time, especially in sport? I think it'd be better if you left after the FA Cup final or the playoff finals, so when all the regular season and this season is done in a couple of months. I think that would be a better choice. It means that in the summer, when there's no club football taking place, the PFA can reorganise itself, find a successor, reorganise other parts of the PFA governance in time for the new season. I think that would have made far more sense. For those who say, he should have gone years ago, who is actually in the front runner to replace him? That's another question you have to ask. Gordon Taylor has obviously been there for so long that there's not many other big hitters in that sort of position in football who can take over the governance of the union. So there's a lot of more questions to be answered, but he's decided and agreed to stand down in November. The concerns about that is you're going to be reorganising the PFA mid-season, and that means he's still there. And those who are frustrated with the way Gordon Taylor has run the organisation, especially in recent times, and all the pressure upon him, that's going to continue on for another 6 months, 7 months. And that can only serve to unstabilise the situation further when it comes to finding a successor for Gordon Taylor and having elections to replace Gordon Taylor at the head of the PFA. But that's my personal view on it. I'm going to leave that there. Gordon Taylor has decided to resign from the PFA in November. Thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts on Gordon Taylor and the PFA below, because while I've touched briefly on the issues and I haven't gone into too much depth, because this video would be 30, 40 minutes long, if not more, it is important because he's in charge of the players' union, and the fact the players' union is going to have to reorganise itself, have elections, restructure in the middle of a season in November is probably not the best idea. It would have been better to do this over the summer when the season is not taking place. But they've decided to go with this timetable. So there we go. I'm going to leave that there. Thank you very much for watching. Please place your thoughts below, and I'll have some more videos for you soon.